They sent bulldozers to my grandfather's lake bridge at dawn, calling it unauthorized, while Karen sipped champagne on her balcony, filming it. Splinters flew into the water as 40 years of family history collapsed. And Karen laughed, saying my little dock problem was finally solved. She had no idea that bridge sat on a protected conservation easement, one that her precious new resort desperately needed intact.
I'm Sam Whitfield,
a wildlife biologist raising 2 kids alone near Cedar Lake, on land my grandfather deeded to our family in 1962. Karen Ashford became HOA president last spring, promising modernization, secretly courting investors for a luxury lakeside resort on community land. She needed my grandfather's old bridge crossing gone. It blocked her planned marina expansion, though she never once told me why. Karen mailed me a violation notice claiming my bridge was structurally unsafe and unpermitted, demanding I remove it within 30 days. I showed her the county's original easement records. She smiled tightly and said, "Records get lost. Deadlines don't move." Sweetheart. She called emergency HOA votes I was never notified about, quietly amending bylaws to redefine unsafe structures around my exact bridge. Neighbors warned me she'd done this before, forcing out a widow over a non-compliant mailbox nobody else was ever fined for. I filed a formal appeal with documentation. Karen buried it in committee, insisting the board hadn't received my paperwork at all. She started parking resort survey trucks on my access road, blocking my kids' school bus from turning around each morning. When I complained, she smiled for the cameras and told a local reporter I was obstructing community progress out of pure spite. For 2 weeks, nothing happened. I almost believed she'd backed down, focusing instead on remodeling the community clubhouse for investors. My daughter asked why the bridge to Grandpa's fishing spot was closed. I told her it was just grown-up paperwork, nothing more. Then Karen posted a fake, condemned structure notice on my dock, timestamped before any inspector had actually visited the property. A county contact tipped me off. Karen had personally paid an inspector's golf club dues the same week he found violations. I recorded everything now, every notice, every conversation, every truck idling on my private road without written permission. Karen escalated further, cutting off my irrigation line for maintenance, draining a wetland buffer that fed directly into the lake. Fish started dying near the shoreline. I photographed it all, unaware I was documenting evidence far bigger than a property dispute. She threw a groundbreaking party for the Cedar Lake Resort, announcing my bridge's land as the future site of a floating bar. Karen forged a voluntary donation letter, claiming I'd offered my grandfather's shoreline to the HOA for community development purposes. I confronted her with the real deed. She shrugged and said, "Juries believe confident women. You'll lose this one, Sam." That night, someone floodlit my property and photographed my children playing near the water, later posted with a caption calling us squatters. I reported it to the sheriff. Karen claimed innocence, but her assistant's phone had accidentally uploaded the photos to the HOA server. She threatened to have my kids' bus stop relocated permanently, calling it a safety adjustment tied directly to my ongoing non-compliance. At dawn, the demolition crew arrived, tearing down the bridge before my restraining order request even reached a judge's desk. I called my county contact, sending every photo, every forged letter, every irrigation log documenting the wetland destruction near my shoreline. He forwarded it straight to the state environmental office, flagging Karen's resort project for violating a federally protected buffer zone. 2 inspectors arrived within hours, measuring shoreline erosion where my bridge once anchored the conservation boundary Karen had illegally destroyed. Karen still didn't know. She was busy hosting resort investors, unaware her entire permit now hinged on my demolished bridge. The inspectors halted construction mid-ribbon cutting, informing stunned investors the resort violated wetland protections tied to my grandfather's original easement. Karen screamed that it was just an old dock, but the state cited her forged donation letter as evidence of fraud. Investors walked off immediately, cameras still rolling. capturing Karen's meltdown as she realized her signature was now under criminal review. The sheriff arrested her 2 days later for forgery and unauthorized environmental destruction. Her HOA presidency suspended before nightfall. The county ordered the resort shut down completely. Its permits revoked. Its half-built marina rusting beside my rebuilt family bridge. My bridge was restored by county order, funded partly by fines Karen now owed for illegal wetland demolition and fraud. My daughter fished off the new bridge last weekend, laughing, while Karen's abandoned resort sign rotted quietly across the water. Vandy.